So as I was saying, we had the retail sales in the night. That's 2:30 a.m. Nigerian time. This morning we're expecting core CPI flash estimate and CPI flash estimate. Before I proceed further, can you all hear me? So that I'll be sure we're all on the same page. Please, if you can hear me, just type a yes in the comment section. All right, thank you. Thank you to everyone. All right, so we have two of these Euro events coming up by 10 a.m. and combined together, they could actually give some volatility. That's a core CPI flash estimate yearly and the CPI flash estimate yearly. We'll look at the Euro pairs and we'll see the ones that could react to this news. Then finally, we have the biggest one in the afternoon by 1:30 p.m. and that is the average hourly earnings and non-farm employment change and unemployment rate. The three of them will be released by 1:30 p.m. It's the biggest event in the forex market, and volatility is expected. So don't miss it this afternoon. We're gonna go live by 1:15 p.m. and the data will be released by 1:30 p.m. And I always say this on the day we have important event like this. Make sure you join as early as 1:15 because we'll do the analysis of what to expect for that news and we'll give out the signal. Latest by 1:25, the signal will be on, so that you have at least a few minutes to copy the signal. Signal, I mean the entry price, the take profit, and the stop loss. All of them are going to give you, we're going to guide you, to make profits. And I tell you, we've been doing this for quite some time, and we've had a winning rate that is very high. I mean, as much as about 75 to 80% winning rate overall since we started this last year, March, April, thereabouts. We're almost a year doing this, and we've had more of the winning side, except instances where the news they don't go as expected, but then that's very, very rare cases. So we expect the same profitable outing again today. So make sure you join us by 1:15 p.m. as we plan to take the NFP. Now, without taking our time, I'll flip over to the chart so that we see what we're expecting the market to do technically this morning session. I have some setup that is evolving, which I would like to show us. And the first one I want to show this morning is a CAD CHF. Now, there's a CAD CHF on the 4 hour time frame. This is a 4 hour time frame. We can see there was a rejection candle here, possibly sometime last night. We had the rejection candle over there, and it's around a corresponding resistance level, which is here. So we have a rejection candle around a resistance level. Technically, that will point us in the bearish direction. I'm trying to see if there's any other corresponding stuff to check for more confirmation. On the daily, the market still closed as a rejection candle. If this is a very sharp doji with still around the same resistance level on the daily time frame. Now, technically, that's an indication that we should expect some reversal on this instrument in the course of today. Now, there's no card news today, so there's nothing really much to worry about. And also, this might trigger, this morning session. So if you flip back, this is what we have on the 4 hour, and on the 1 hour is giving us a very clear head and shoulder pattern. If price breaks out below the neckline, we'll expect a massive drop in price. So let's get ready for a breakout on the CAD CHF on the 1 hour time frame this morning session. Now price is some 8-9 pips away, from the point where it could trigger. Let me confirm again. Okay, it's about 11 pips. I think we can still take it as a pending order. Otherwise, I will just advise us to wait for it to manually break out before we take a trade. Okay, so we can take this as a pending order. We'll have a sell stop order, which I will give straight away. We have a sell stop order where our entry will be 0. CAD CHF sell stop at 0.59 785. Take profit is 0.59572, and stop loss, we use a ratio 1 to 2 for this. Let's see how that goes. Take profit is around 20 pips, so we want to look at the stop loss that is half that value, so that at least we're able to maintain a good risk reward ratio. So that is 0.5987. 0.598887. That will be the stop loss. All right, so I'll post this right now. You can take it. All right, I just dropped it right here in the comment section, and I'm also posting it straight away to the relevant groups, precisely the funded client groups. So if you're on the platform this morning, you want to receive more signals from PU Prime, then you need to be a part of our funded client groups, where a lot more signals are dropped daily. So what does it take to be a part of our funded client group? All it takes rather is that you have a reasonably funded account, reasonably funded account with PU Prime, and you can reach out to your account manager, and he or she will add you to the funded client group. I'm posting it in the funded group, in the signal group. Let me call it the signal group. All right, so I've posted it in those two groups. But like I said, if you want more signals, then be a part of that signal group. All right, so that's it on the CAD CHF. But then I have other pairs also, which I'll just analyze for us. And the next one I want to check is the BTC USD. Okay, Dima Joel is asking like how much, 200, 300, 500, $1,000, as much as your pocket can, take. All right, so this is a BTC USD. For BTC USD, I'm seeing a double top pattern forming on the 1 hour time frame, and this will be the neckline. So if price breaks out below the neckline, we will see a further bearish movement on the BTC USD. So let's watch out for that. Once there's a clear breakout, a new candle forms below this current setup, with our RSI below 50, then we're good to trigger a sell on the BTC USD. So we're bearish on the BTC USD. And thirdly, we're looking at the US oil. Now I've been monitoring this one from yesterday, and I tell you it's going to give us some very, very good outing. This is the US oil on the 4 hour time frame. The market closed as a rejection candle on the daily time frame. This is a rejection candle here. Not only is it a rejection candle on the daily time frame, it's equally at a support zone. You can see the shadows of that candle coinciding with the shadow of this other candle here. So this is a valid support zone with a rejection candle. Technically, we are anticipating further bullish movement. And the truth about this setup is that, all things being equal, if price actually goes up, it's going to form a double bottom, which might lead to further breakout, much later. But for now, let's concern ourselves with what we can catch, for today's session. So we have a bullish outlook, and if you go to the 1 hour time frame, we can clearly see that this evolved into an inverse head and shoulder pattern, which has led to some bullish movement. Earlier this morning there was a slight retracement, and price is about to continue, moving in the upward direction. But then I will also want to, as a measure, as a cautionary measure, put there's a valid resistance in that point there. We have a support turned resistance. So if you want to scalp, well, if price breaks out between here and that resistance, that can be an opportunity to scalp. But otherwise, if you want to have a full, intraday trade, then you need to wait for a new candle to break out above that support tone resistance level, and we will still see, more bullish movement on this instrument. Now, for the scalping is just going to be between the tip of this recent high and that support tone resistance, and that can give as much as, let's check. That can give as much as like 30 pips. That's not even a scalp. That's normal for an intraday setup. Reason because this instrument can actually be volatile. But the bigger move is actually when price breaks out above, that resistance level. But on the other hand, also you need to trade with caution today, being NFP day. You don't want to be caught in the market around 1:30 p.m. when we will have the NFP. By 1:30, if you have any existing trade, don't panic. Make sure you just have a stop loss in place, because to be honest, we don't know what direction the NFP will go at the moment. So it's just better to take all caution so that trades don't come out, the news don't come out and it throws your trade into the negative direction. But by and large, I hold a bullish outlook on the US oil. That's the USO USD. And finally, I'm also putting my attention on the Euro AUD. The Euro AUD. I'm putting my eyes on the Euro AUD today. All right, so this is the Euro AUD. Now, for the month of May, I'm going to be bringing out some analysis possibly by Monday, my outlook for May. And one of the instruments I'm looking at for May, on the big picture, is this Euro AUD, because this is a monthly time frame. This is the candle that closed the month of April, and it closed as a very, very sharp rejection candle on a resistance zone. So technically, we should be expecting a massive bearish movement on Euro AUD in the month of May on the long term. But then for now, we're looking at what is obtainable at this point. On the 4-hour time frame, we can see there has been some, bearish movement. And if I draw a trend line, I can see a perfect looking trend line from that place, and a second one here, which gives a falling wedge pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Now, this is my view. I want to believe, not just believe from what I'm saying, this is forming a double bottom pattern, and we may experience some bullish movement, possibly to this, back to that resistance zone to form a kind of a double bottom before that eventual massive, bearish movement takes place. So this is where my view is for now. We have a double bottom, and we will anticipate a breakout of price. Now our main focus is price actually eating this trend line first. Let's leave the big picture of going up to hit the resistance. Let's leave that out. So if the news from the eurozone this morning by 10 o'clock comes out good for the euro, then you can place a buy and target some 50 pips movement on the Euro AUD. That's where I'm going. I'll repeat that again. If the news from the Eurozone comes out good for the Euro, you can place a buy. You can place a buy and target about 50 pips on Euro AUD, because we have a falling wedge pattern in formation, and the double bottom is forming within the falling wedge, and we're going to target the neckline and the breakout at least to hit the upper trend line. So that's my outlook. I'm bullish on the Euro AUD. All right, so that'll be all I'll be showing us this morning. I've analyzed 4 instruments for us today. CAT CHF. I'm bearish on CAT CHF. We saw a head and shoulder on 1-hour time frame. Euro AUD, I said we're bullish. It's a 4-hour setup, but the news could be the trigger we're waiting for. And BTC USD, we're bearish on 1 hour because of the double top we saw on the 1-hour time frame. And the US oil, we're bullish, on 1 hour. So that'll be all from my end this morning. So if you have a question, you can post it. If you want me to analyze an instrument, post it. In the next few minutes, I'll analyze for you, and we'll be done for this morning session. All right, Gushola Clement, sir. Good morning, sir. Please, analysis on gold. All right, so let's quickly look at gold. But as much as possible on NFP days, I like to avoid analysis on any dollar related instrument because things could change before the 1:30 p.m. when the news will be released. So I always try to avoid much analysis until the afternoon when it's time to take the NFP. But since you asked, let's look at gold. Okay, price hits the support zone over there. Okay, we might anticipate possibly some bearish movement on gold. No, this is the only one. This is the support from 4 hour turn resistance with the descending trend line here. We might have possibly some bearish movement, possibly. It's not too guaranteed. Let me use that word because market is kind of slow this morning. But that's what I can see on the 4 hour. And if we draw down to the 15 minutes time frame, I can see a rising wedge. So we might anticipate a breakout, downward on gold. So you may look out for an opportunity to sell gold if price breaks out below that uh, lower trend line with your RSI clearly below 50. So that's for Ogushola Clement. You may look out for an opportunity to sell. Please wait for a new candle. This is like a neckline region. Wait for a new candle to break out, to come out completely outside of that trend line, and your RSI should be clearly below 50 before you trigger a sell on gold. All right, that's that on gold. For those who are just joining us, we're having NFP live trading today by 1:30 p.m. But then we're going live. We're going to go live by 1:15 p.m. All it takes for you to attend this this live trading event is that you have a funded account with PU Prime. Funded account means you have an account, a verified account, and you have trading fund in that account. So there's still enough time if you want to fund. Go ahead, reach out to your account manager. They'll send the account details to you. You can use that to fund to be a part of that trading event by 1:15 p.m. Don't miss it. We do this twice in the month. First Friday of the month, which is NFP, and sometimes the next week of it, which is Wednesday or Thursday for CPI. Those are the two events that we trade live. So don't miss it. It's an opportunity to make money live. We're going to be dropping a live signal with entry price, take profit, stop loss, and we'll see how the market moves with volatility, to hit our profit target. We've been doing this for like the last 12 months, and we've had between 75% to 80% win rate at this. So we're good at what we do here. All right, that'll be all for this morning session. Do trade safe and see you by 1:15 p.m. today. Bye bye.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much, sir. We
You're
are very
welcome.
grateful. Have a great day.
You're welcome, man.